Hey everyone, it's BDC, and today I'm doing another Empyrion video showcasing a small, I call it the Defense Node. It's the Mk1 is the first version of this. It's a small defensive platform, although platform might be a little bit too big of a word to use for this. Meant for Alpha 9 early survival. It can be constructed at level 5 with a small smattering of materials, the most being stone dust, but the rest of these being easily acquirable via the initial survival tool. The idea behind this was to kind of follow up on the other early survival stuff I'm starting to make for this. The starter node base and the starter node vault too. I don't think I've done a video for that yet, but I may. But anywho, I got this idea during some survival gameplay on a public server, and I thought it would be really nice to have a separate type of defensive platform. It's just something real simple, a couple of turrets on it, nothing real fancy, certainly nothing expensive, to help me while I solo played on this. Now, this kind of plays on the same theme of some of the other defensive tower and platform bases that I've got, and those are in a collection all their own. I'll do a video on them sometime pretty soon. So it plays on the same theme of that, although this one's far less expensive, and I use far less armored concrete and things like that. But getting back to this guy specifically, I kept it unlock level of level 5, and instead of using the new Alpha 9 ammo container controller box, the one where you can do expansions and stuff, I just stick to the old school ammo box. It has enough volume to where this thing can hold, I think when I fully maxed it out, it was 13,331 rounds of 30 millimeter cannon shot. So it holds quite a bit of ammo. So I just advertise it as 13,000 rounds that it can hold. The other thing about it is it has an extremely low power consumption rate. It's got one small generator, one T1 tier 1 fuel tank, and with the turrets on, it runs at 17 kilowatt full time. So what I did to try and make this thing also a low maintenance thing, and this is something that I aim to do on these other defensive platforms and tower designs, is I over-engineered the solar on it. Now on this one, I didn't go crazy with it. I just used 6 small solar panels. Originally it had 4, and that probably would have sufficed, but I went ahead and added 5 and 6, and it only barely increases the size of the footprint any. And it's got one solar capacitor battery in it. So I think this thing on a bright sunny day, I'm on not near the equator on the planet over here, so I get close to sub 200 kilowatts, or now power units as it's labeled. So that's 10 times the power demand that the turrets and the generator or whatever, the fuel tank or whatever it is in there, that demands. So it's way over designed on the solar aspect because I want this thing to run on solar full time and be up 24/7. So where the user who deploys this can spawn it in, let this thing soak some sun up through 1 or 2 day cycles to get that battery full, and then throw some fuel in it. This thing is designed to run on biofuel, by the way. That's another thing that I was aiming for on the whole survival aspect of it. One tier 1 fuel can has a total fuel volume of 1,200, so from what I looked at, it takes 120 cans to fill it up to 100%, or the equivalent of 40 Promethium packs. So that's just kind of a side note. So if you're still out there running around with the chainsaw chopping down trees to make biofuel to power things, you can do that with this guy. So anyway, I wanted this thing to be an extremely low maintenance thing. You just install it, like I was saying, let it go through a couple of solar cycles with the power off, keep the turrets off, give you time to craft some ammo for it, and what have you, and get it going. Want it to be an extremely low maintenance, you build it, you leave it alone kind of a thing. And with the low power consumption on it, you can keep the turrets and everything deployed full time. You don't have to keep them shut off. And basically, it'll provide a little bit of defense if you're running some small stuff like a small HV pad, or a small base, the starter base over there, some equivalent thing, and all that. And this guy being on its own power grid, it doesn't drain power away from the main base. So, anywho, that's about it. Let me go through again, the stats and setup on this thing. I may have failed to mention that this thing is also A9 compliant, and so I made it with or I made it contain a wireless connection block, so you can do ammo transfers, crafting from a base to this thing much easier. I think the limit on those is 100 meters from the logistics menu. So there's that. Let's see. I don't think there's really much else in terms of the devices set up to talk about, but 216 stone dust, 30 iron, 60 silicone, 58 copper, 17 carbon substrate. Spawn time of it just over 8 minutes, or production time rather, just over 8 minutes. So extremely cheap, extremely fast. This is one of those things that can be used as an interim step to help you in the earlier survival game before you get a full-scale base, built with tons of turrets and towers or whatever you want to do. So, anywho, I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you enjoyed the video, hit that like button and please subscribe. I'll be adding content near daily or just about daily on multiple games, one of them being Empyrion. So that's it. Have a good one, guys. Appreciate your time. Thank you.